Three scores and 9 years ago, Ghana, my beloved country, on this faithful day, gained its independence. Congratulations to them. In this video, I'm come to share with you 5 reasons why Liverpool should stick with Arne Slot after this season. Number 1, back-to-back Premier League champions rarely change their team. On 3 occasions, Pep Guardiola won the Premier League title back-to-back. In the 17-18 to 18-19 season, in the 2021 to 21-22 season, and the 22-23 to 23-24 season. Between the 17-18 and 18-19 season, Pep Guardiola retained approximately 73% of his squad, with Otamendi, Fabian Delph leaving the team and David Silva having a reduced role, while Bernardo Silva became a starter in that team, Zinchenko became the main left back, and John Stones became a regular partner to Laporte. In the 2021 to 21-22 season, where he won his second back-to-back titles, Pep Guardiola retained approximately 82% of his core lineup, with Foden and Laporte playing more of a role in there, while John Stones and Ilkay Gundogan played less of a role. In that season, Cancelo, Bernardo, Rodri, De Bruyne and Foden were amongst the most used players. In his 4th consecutive title season, where he won a treble, and the 3rd time he did a back-to-back, Pep Guardiola retained approximately 82% of his squad again, with Vardy and Doku having more of a present role in the team, and Nathan Ake playing less of a central role, and Jack Grealish having a reduced role. So across Pep Guardiola's 3 back-to-back title-winning seasons, approximately 79% of his core XI remained the same, with only an average of 21% change. And now the changes were due to role changes rather than personal changes. For example, we remember in the 2023 season where John Stones moved into midfield and was exceptionally brilliant. We remember the season where Bernardo Silva shifted from being a winger to more of a midfielder. And remember the season where Cancelo became like an attacking wing back, also going into midfield, and City playing a false 9 system between the 21 and 22 system. So we see that back-to-back title-winning teams do not have that massive shift. When you compare it to Liverpool's squad this season, last season we had in our attack majority of the time Luiz and Nunez, with Gakpo coming in as well. This season we sold Luiz, Nunez as well, brought in Ekitike, who's been brilliant, brought in Isak, who got injured, and we had changes in the midfield as well, which haven't really gelled long term, but I'll continue to discuss in there. I believe we should have followed the template that Pep Guardiola used, because he's been the best Premier League manager within the last 10 years of English football. We can't deny that if he's done it that way, perhaps we should have followed that way. The second reason is the footballing decisions that were made between pre-season and the beginning of the season. The biggest shift being Luiz. As things stand, he scored 14 goals and assisted 11 goals in the Bundesliga this season. Last season, he had 13 goals for Liverpool across our season, which was extremely high for him given his performance prior to that. So it means between last season and this season, he has gone ahead to pass his tally both on the goal side and the assist side. Last season, he had 5 assists and 13 goals. This season, he has 11 assists and 14 goals in the Bundesliga. Now, let's do some maths, because I love to do maths and it will make it make more sense. Imagine we had not sold Luiz and maintained him in the team. There's going to be massive improvements for us in terms of goal and assist combination coming into the team. Liverpool, out of 29 games, has won 14, lost 9, drawn 6, scored 48 goals, allowed 39 goals, and we have a goal difference of 8, equating to 48 points. If we had retained Luiz and having his 14 goals and 11 assists, there will be 2 scenarios that would changed the narrative of the conversation being held towards Liverpool and Arne Slot this season. I'll explain these two scenarios to you using what I call counterfactual optimization. One entails having maximum possible points with 25 extra goals contributed. I would allocate goals where fewest goals were produced in order to get the biggest point swing. If I convert all our draws to wins where we've had an addition of a goal in order to give us maximum points, it means that with all 6 games we'd have 6 additional goals added to us and 12 additional points added to our existing 48 points to give us 60 points. Second place so far. Now, if I convert all our losses that we lost by a 1 goal difference, which has been 7 out of 9 losses thus far, into wins with a minimum of 2+ goals to give us the wins, we would have an additional 14 goals added to our current goal tally and an additional 21 points added to our current point tally with the previous step, which will increase it to 81 points. Already first place. 2 out of the 9 losses were by a goal difference of +3. So if I convert those losses into wins, having 3 goals being added in both of them, of course I can add for both of them, because if I have goals from scenario 2 and then 6 goals before that, that makes it 20 and only 5 being left. So it means we have only 1 win out of our 2 3-0 losses, and if I tally up all the points, that would equate to 84 points, which means that we will be running away with the league. So let me summarize that. If we had Luis in our team with his 14 goals and 11 goals contributed to our current goal situation here in the Premier League, we will be running away with the league for sure. With a much more realistic projection, with his current form, Luis will be able to influence between 40 to 50% of Liverpool games, given that if he was in our squad right now, he would have contributed over 52% to our goals scored in the Premier League alone. Convert all 6 draws to wins. 4 out of the 7 1-goal margin that we lost by will be converted to wins. 2 out of those 7 1-goal losses will be converted to draws. There will be a 1-0 loss. Both games that we lost by 3-goal margin will be converted into draws. So if I do the math, it becomes 12 points plus the 12 points plus the 2 points, and the 2 points giving us 28 points. Adding 28 points to our current 48 points, that increases it to 76 points, and we will be first place. The Luis factor has been extremely crucial to how we've performed this season. We should not have sold him. I am not against all the brilliant players who play for us this season, but it will take time for them to gel and get to the height that these players have. Last season at this time, 3 of our top forwards were on a hot streak. Gakpo had 8 goals, Diaz had 9 goals, and Salah had 27 goals in the Premier League. This season at this time is very shocking. Ekitike has 11 goals, Gakpo has 6, and Salah has 5, which shows a massive drop. Again, if Luis Diaz was in this team, he would not only be highest goal scorer, but per the math that I've done, we will be top of the table, about to win the league. Reason number 3 why we should not sack Arne Slot and stick with him. Slot's ball is not going as planned. Of course, when the players came in, the projected lineup that I saw was a 4-2-3-1, where Ekitike plays from the left, Isak is up front, Wirtz is in the number 10 role, Salah playing on the right, and then we have Maka and Gravenberch, or Szoboszlai and Gravenberch, or Szoboszlai and Wirtz mixing in there. But of course, the injuries have come at a time where now we've been really pulled thin. Leone, we can't use him. So we have to rely massively on Konate and Van Dijk. Konate at the beginning of the season, he was not very good, although he's gaining his form now. Goals, we're not enjoying them because he's injured. The standard of Salah has dropped, and this is shown by the stats in his previous contract negotiation where when he got a new contract, his form dipped. Of course, he's also old, so we can't over rely on him. This season, he has been trying for players in his position in terms of goal contribution in all competition. He's part of the top 3, if not the top. So we need to still give him the recognition, even though we've judged him by goals for a very long time, which of course is a standard that we are used to. Exchanges in the squad needs to gel properly when all the players are fit. We've not seen the potential of Slot, and we need to be patient to be able to see the potential of Slot. Number 4, the Diogo Jota effect. Now I know some fans will say, that's an excuse, we should do better and play better. But guys, our favourite footballers and their teammates are like brothers. They're like a family, where week in, week out, they're a part of each other, and they get to build the bond that they have with each other. So of course, when one person dies in the family, it takes a toll on the players. I remember very well, I'd never forget when Robertson gave his interview after Scotland qualified for the World Cup. He spoke about the impact of Jota's death. I'm impacted big time by it. And I'm not even part of the people who lived with him and played with him and trained with him. So we need to consider that. And then number 5, I'll pick a proven Premier League winner over new manager bounce anytime. There are not a lot of people who've come into the Premier League in the first season and won the league. If Liverpool makes a mistake of sacking Slot right now, we're not going to get a replacement that'll be able to gel with his players the way that he's gelling with them now. Consistency has done us good. We were consistent with Klopp. We need to be consistent with Slot. So these are my 5 reasons. I'll go again. Back-to-back Premier League champions rarely change the squad. Liverpool shouldn't have changed the squad the way they did, but hey-ho, it's happened already. Letting Luis Diaz go was one of the worst decisions that we made, but hey, who knows? Maybe in the next 2-3 seasons, we will see numbers from the players who've come in even much better from those who left. So I can't fully complain. Number 3, Slot's boy hasn't really reached his potential due to the injuries, which is very normal. Number 4, the Diogo Jota effect. And number 5, I will stick with the proven Premier League winner over a new manager who would come in with a bounce. Thank you for listening in today. Subscribe to my channel.